Coming up on this episode of the Village Idiom.
The vasectomy was pioneered by the Greek physician Euclipides.
Village Idiom.
Hello and welcome to the Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that every single week we choose we choose a popular saying. We take an admittedly shallow, hopefully comedic, once in a while interesting, if we're lucky, educational dive into its meaning, its usage, its origins, but we're also going to just use it to hang our otherwise directionless conversation on. My name is Jurassic Mark.
I'm Skitty. Do you know what? Like you,
what?
A car when you like push on the gas and then it takes off.
Yeah.
That's you.
That's me.
That's where it's like where you're like having a stroke, and then the next thing you know, you're firing on all 8 cylinders.
Thanks, man.
Of a 12-cylinder engine.
Well, now that we've introduced ourselves, let's introduce the idiom. Here's a little snippet. It's a 2-part snippet from the old school TV Batman. You ready for this?
Wow.
This made me laugh a little bit.
Gosh, Bruce, Greek is still Greek to me.
And then it continues.
It's Greek to a lot of Greeks, too.
It's Greek to a lot of Greeks, too. Thank you, Aunt Harriet.
It's all Greek to me.
For those of you not watching, it's Bruce Wayne with actual Greek letters on the blackboard and Dick, what's his name? Dick?
Van Dyke?
No, Robin's real name.
Oh, yes.
Dick something.
Is it Dixon Grace? No.
Dick Grace? Grayson?
Grayson.
Dick Grayson.
Is it Grayson?
I think it's Grayson. And he's just staring at these
Son of Gray.
alpha, beta, gamma. Yeah,
Rays.
Probably. Anyway, today's idiom is, it's all Greek to me.
So that begs the question, what when it's a language that Greeks don't understand, what do they say?
Well, we might answer that in the origins.
Oh, really?
Actually. Yeah, we might.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
No promises.
I'm like,
but we do say, but you just solved the riddle of why we use.
am I the Riddler?
You're the Riddler in the Batman clip.
Yep.
We use it to refer to any expression or something that is not understandable for the person saying it's all Greek to me. So it can be like reading anything that's not your native language and just go,
I know you're not Two-Face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who am I?
Well, because why would you choose that one if you had another choice? Just kidding, man. Lighten up, huh?
I don't think he had a choice.
I'm not suggesting you were splashed with acid. Just having some fun. We're having some Batman stuff.
Is it always acid in every version? Because Jack Nicholson, oh no, that was the Joker. Didn't he fall into acid too? Is every Batman villain fall into acid?
Well, what? No, like Mr. Freeze. Oh, did he fall in like cryogenic fluid or something?
He fell into
How
frozen
about Poison Ivy?
I think that's just Poison Ivy. She just
probably just
tripped
poison
in the
ivy.
woods.
That's what happened to her.
Anyway, you say all Greek to me. It doesn't even have to do with reading language. It could be about anything. You're like, somebody's just like
instructions from
talking.
IKEA.
Yeah, if somebody's talking over your head, you're like, oh my goodness, this is all Greek to me.
There's no Greek on
This is all
instructions.
Swedish to me.
There's not even words. It's just pictures.
It's all hieroglyphics to me. Yeah, so
is that Horace?
Why we've chosen Greek as the saying? We'll get into it a little bit, but
oh, really? I actually feel like I'm going to get smarter. I don't know any of this. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
When I think of like famous Greeks, person that comes up high on the list has got to be Stamos. John Stamos.
Was he Greek? I guess so. That's a very Greek name.
John Stamos. Yeah.
Huh.
Because that's a good looking dude. And so when I think Greek, John Stamos,
and
which makes me
saw
think
a clip of him on Jimmy Fallon's singing show. It's my jam, like this morning. Him singing.
Okay.
He
John
was,
Stamos singing.
Yeah, well, he's a singer. He sang with the Beach Boys and stuff.
What?
Or he played with the Beach Boys, but he's done some singing. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's quite the musician actually. But he, have you ever watched It's My Jam with Jimmy Fallon?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like a roulette, spin the wheel, and you're going to get a song category or whatever.
Oh, where they like pretend that they didn't know that they were going to get that combination.
Okay,
yeah.
Exactly. So John Stamos had to sing Village People's YMCA with nonsense words. That was just thrown up for him. So in this case, I don't think he knew what words were coming because
he's like,
it wasn't great.
Hey. Theta Kappa Gamma.
Exactly. It's all Greek to me. Yeah.
Very
So
interesting.
John Stamos. I can't even think of another Greek, but I bet I just don't know.
Zorba. Zorba.
Fair enough.
Zorba the Greek.
You got me. Great big fat.
Lil great big fat. When I was just on this trip, went down the coast and Portland and whatnot, but made it down to San Francisco. And so I say John Stamos because because I got to go to the actual Full House house.
What?
I know.
That's a place you can visit?
No.
Oh.
But I went there anyway.
No,
So-
but I mean, like,
so
there
there's-
is an actual house.
Okay, so there's a set of houses in San Francisco called the Painted Ladies, and so sometimes that gets represented as the Full House house. There's the actual Full House house where like filming, and you very much recognize it from the outside. Full House house that's not one of the Pink Ladies. Went to there, and they went to the Warner Brothers studio backlot where they have the Full House house.
It's still there?
Yes, and so I got to see them.
So
Yeah.
that's 3.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting, right?
So isn't a real Full House 3 and 2? And it was you and your son? So it was a full house.
It was a full house.
2 of you, 2 of a kind, and 3 of a kind.
And it was just as full housey as you'd think.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was John Stamos there? Cut it out.
That's impressive. When after we looked in the windows, and actual people live there, like it's their home. I didn't look in the windows,
Okay, good.
but no, they specifically
Deej?
they specifically tell you like this is someone's residence now. Don't be weird.
What a great place to live in, though. You live in the Full House house?
The Full House house.
Huh.
So,
Imagine if you ate a lot while you lived there and you
you'd
were
be full in the Full House house.
You'd be full in the Full
What
House
if
house.
you're playing cards and
You have a full house after you've eaten.
you have a full house being full in the Full House house. Wow. With house.
Watching
Watching house?
Full House.
Wow.
Inception.
That's pretty deep.
This whole conversation is inceptional.
So that was amazing.
That is a great
while
great
we were
deal.
there, it's like it was only like a few blocks away from going. So we went and saw Dr. Pym from
Dr. Pimple Popper?
Dr. Pym from the Pym particle from like
This is all
Ant-Man.
Greek. This is literally all Greek to me. right now.
Ant-Man. And
I know
Pym-
Ant-Man.
Okay, the thing that makes them small is the Pym particle.
Okay.
And so in the movies, there is his house where he lives.
Okay.
And so we went there.
Oh.
It's totally meaningless. Was layered with one meaningless thing after another.
Well, I've seen the first Ant-Man movie, and the rest of that was Greek to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Humble
Who's,
brag.
it's not Jessica Biel. Who's the female lead in that? Is it the girl from Lost? No.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Her name will come to mind.
Evangeline Lilly.
Yeah.
Evangeline Lilly.
Yeah. Yeah. She's smoking gorgeous. Anyway, as we went through the rest of the trip, it was just fun to participate in and that Full House experience. John Stamos. It's all Greek to me. Back on track.
Nice segue.
Yeah.
You've been saving that. That's why you wouldn't tell me more about your trip last week when we recorded.
There's still more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
So
save
you're
that for future weeks.
You're looking at the lists of the titles of the idioms.
What's the way I can wedge
that'll
this
work
in
into
there?
day 4 of my vacation.
Okay, I did come across this little gem.
What do you got? I love gems.
Which the vasectomy was pioneered by the Greek physician Euclipides. Euclipides nuts.
What do you do with these?
Euclipides. Euclipides. So there's little Greek humor.
That's funny.
There's not enough. Yeah.
Vasectomy. Vasecto you.
How about this-
Euclipides.
How about this one?
Yeah.
Did you hear about the Greek breakdancer George Papanlakadopoulos?
That one's great. Hoppin' Lagadopoulos. That's great.
there you go. That's all my
It's
Greek.
always George, isn't it? Like, do you remember the show Webster?
Yes.
He was adopted by those 2 white folks.
Okay.
And it was George Papadopoulos. Now, do you remember the Much Music host?
George Stroumboulopoulos?
George Stroumboulopoulos.
George Stroumboulopoulos.
Why is it always George?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a thing that they do in Greek.
George is not a Greek name.
No, I'm not like.
It should be Euclipides Strombopoulos.
I don't know much Greek mythology, and
Wait a minute.
I don't know much Greek mythology. That's actually my Achilles elbow.
Is the mall in Burnaby, British Columbia, Greek? Metropolis?
Metropoliopodus? Wow. that's amazing.
So we could just there's how there's like, this is terrible, but there's like dead baby jokes. There's no arms, no legs jokes. There's all these like I'm talking. There's like a genre of jokes.
We can do Greek jokes.
Greek jokes, like.
Okay, kids, we're gonna get around do a sing song alapalapodopodus.
No, it's got to still work. Like we're gonna go around the pool and we're gonna jump in front first and have belly flapalopoulos. It's got to end in op.
It's like if there is a Greek Snoop Dogg, instead of doing everything with izzle, it's just everything is apodopoulos.
Yeah, but you got to play on words that end in op at least.
Like a coin apodopoulos.
Yeah, like that.
Flip flopalopodus.
Soda popolopoulos.
It's so ridiculous.
Oh, we should just stop Stop with all of this.
Stop with all of this. Okay. Why do Greeks hate getting up early? Because dawn is tough on Greece. There was a couple of Greek jokes that came up on the web. I'm like, these are amazing. I have to tell you.
I love it, and it's not offensive.
No, it's just,
and neither is this idiom. We'll get into that, but
we should get into this idiom.
Oh yeah, I guess. Well, we keep saying we're going to get into it.
Rambleopodopoulos.
Rambleopoulos. All right, let's take a look at where all this comes from, because I know you'll enjoy.
Said some words, where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind. Origin.
Origopodopoulos.
Or what?
I'm just going to say that at the end of words.
Oh, wasn't that song done by Davies Robalawalop? I can't even say it now.
Robodopoulos. It's like the hamburger lyric.
Okay, let me give you 3 choices of where this might come from. Usually I do that before we do the origin song I forgot all about, so we'll go quickly through it. Is it 1? Does it come from... wait a minute.
Yes.
I didn't make up a game. Sorry about that. That's why we didn't before the song, because I never wrote one down. I went to look at my notes. It doesn't exist. So let's get into the dirty and the nerdy. There is no guessing. We're just going to get into it.
Then I guess that
I wanted to say this. Some people argue that saying it's all Greek to me is an insult directed. It's a slam at Greeks. And it is not, nor has it ever...
Are we getting canceled again?
No. It is not. It never has come from anything derogatory towards any people group at all. It simply refers to the Greek language as typifying foreign communication. So in English, somehow we landed on Greek. I'm going to give you some examples later on of other cultures and what they say. And when I said earlier, when you asked, what do the Greek people say? I said, we might find out, because I have a list from a bunch of other countries of what they do say, and I never thought to look, is Greece on that list? So we'll find out. There might actually be a Greek version of this.
That's great.
It's like, it's all English to me.
Yeah, what do they say?
Anyway, could be written, could be spoken, all that. We'll dig in a little bit more here. So it might have been, this is fascinating to me, a direct, this isn't for sure, but... It should be said that this is for sure, but nobody will claim this is actually where it comes from. It may have been a direct translation of a similar phrase in Latin. Now, I don't know if you can read Latin or pronounce it, so I'm just going to read it phonetically.
Pig Latin, maybe.
It is what it is.
Fouille.
Gracem est non potesti legi, which actual translation is, it is Greek, therefore it cannot be read.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's pretty on the nose, this Latin phrase... which doesn't need to be dated. It's in Latin, but it's Greek, therefore it cannot be read, is that actual Latin phrase. So this phrase, widely believed to have its origins with medieval scribes, and so Here's where it gets interesting. Most scribes back then were familiar with Latin. Very few in medieval Western Europe, even among the intellectual classes, were schooled in Greek. It was very, very unusual. So when copying classic manuscripts by the scribes, they would frequently encounter passages and quotations that are in Greek, but they would have no way of knowing what it's saying or how to translate it. So they would just add it as a note in the actual Greek phrase in the margins of whatever they were transcribing. So in a literal sense, they were like, I can't do this one, it's Greek. And just set it aside in the transcribing of other classic manuscripts. Recorded usage of the metaphor goes back to way back, 1599, in Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. So Servilius Casca says to Cassius, after a festival in which Caesar was offered a crown, Cassius says, "Did Cicero say anything?" I'm not even doing accents today. It's too late. Casca says, "Aye, he spoke Greek." Cassius, "To what effect?" Casca says, "Nay, and I tell you that I'll ne'er look you in the face again. But those that understood him smiled at one another and shook their heads. But for mine own part, it was Greek to me." And it continues on from there. So that's the tragedy of Julius Caesar. So here, Casca's literal ignorance or any knowledge of Greek is the source of the phrase. Most likely, Shakespeare wrote it in because it was already a phrase,
Right.
But makes his literal ignorance towards Greek a part of his script. Shakespeare was not the only one to use the expression. Quite quickly after that, 1603, Thomas Dekker in his play called Patient Gristle, character far asking for a Greek poet, to him he fails. I'll be sworn he knows so much as one character of the tongue. Rick says, why then it's Greek to him. So almost exclusively the idiom is it's all Greek to me. And so this is a rare example of it's all Greek to him. It's almost never, ever, ever said that way. But the fact that it's said by Shakespeare in Julius Caesar in 1599 and by Thomas Dekker in Patient Gristle in 1603, only a few years apart, most likely it was being said on the regular for it to show up in two fictionalized productions so close together. So, yeah, that's all Greek to the rest of us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah, those are good
I like
ones.
that there's an actual Latin. Like, rarely does, even when idioms have their origins that far back, it's usually not that directly, like,
No.
the Latin phrase is this. Oh, that's what we still say. It's pretty cool. I guess
that's a good one.
I guess by any of the idioms that have come out of Bible
Just
versus
maybe New Testament, yeah.
would be similar situation where it's an actual
Septuagint.
it'd be a Septuagintopolis. Anyway, and that is the dirty
That's some
and
good
the nerdy.
stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for looking into that for us.
Hey, it's always fun. Here's one more clip from a movie that shall not be named.
I don't know, Chota boy. It's all Greek to me.
So I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Fair enough. Well, we're pounding our way through here. We should get ourselves into some riddlinks.
If you so desire. Riddlink requires a little background music. I was just gonna start talking.
Sure.
Riddlink is a game we like to play. It takes two-part trivia. Whoa, let's turn that down. It requires a two-part overlapping answer. Question, answer, overlapping. For example, let me give you one. Last week, we recorded the idiom zero tolerance. That was a good one. That was fun. And we left you with this one. See if you can get it now, because I don't think you answered me again. This no exception policy is often found within shampooing instructions. This no exception policy is often found in shampooing instructions. Any idea?
I want to say zero tolerance, like lather, repeat.
Rants?
Like rinse?
Rinse. Yeah, tolerance and repeat.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Tolerance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because remember you left us
Yeah.
with tolerance in your pants? And I'm like,
It's
it's
good.
tolerance and repeat.
Okay. Yeah, not great. No, can't hit him out of the park every time.
Well, and honestly, this week's about the same for me.
Okay, well,
They're rough.
I've got a couple.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Greek philosopher enjoys triangular Swiss chocolate. Greek philosopher enjoys triangular Swiss chocolate?
I'm going to go with Euclides. I'm going to go with Platoblerone.
Platoblerone. That's it.
I like it.
Okay, good.
I let our music die.
That's okay.
Let's just
go on to the
something
next
more
thing.
serious. Let's just go without it. These words must have been written by Zeus, but I know what these wooden player pieces in Carcassonne are called. This was just for you.
Okay.
These words must have been written by Zeus, but I know what these wooden player pieces in Carcassonne are called.
That would be all Greek to meeple.
That's right.
Very nice. A meeple. Very good one. Okay, here we go. This inquisitive monkey was a VJ for the Canadian TV channel Much Music.
No way. Did you just make that up now? You had this already? That's so great. Curious George Stroumboulopoulos.
Yes.
That's great.
I was shocked when you were
There's
like,
the
oh.
setup and the spike.
Yeah, you set it yourself up and then spiked
That's
it.
great.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I got one more. Why don't you tell everybody how they can play along before we wrap this baby
You can
up?
reach out to us on Instagram at the.village.idiom or email us thevillageidiompodcast@gmail.com. Village-idiomate children. We would love to hear from you at the other social media ones. On the YouTubes, the Instagrams, the Twitters at 3 Minutes Gone.
Perfect. Here it is. Listen closely to this.
Okay.
I'll read it slow. Can we acquiesce to not acquiesce? Because I can't read any of these letters from Athens. I'm going to read it again.
Oh, wow.
Can we acquiesce to not acquiesce? Because I can't read any of these letters from Athens.
Okay, that's 3 Minutes Gone.
Weird one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have to pull out the thesaurus.
Well,
Can we acquiesce
I won't
to not acquiesce?
Yes. Yeah, I know what I think you're going at.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's good.
I think it's good.
Yeah, I think overall it's a great setup.
Thanks, Skinny.
Jeez. that came across harsher than I think I meant it. Based on the reaction.
You know, the weather's starting to clear up, and I'm soon going to put
We should do it outside.
the soft vinyl cover on my Jeep. I'm so looking forward to it.
Do you need
Then
help?
I'll have a soft Topolopoulos on the Jeep.
That'll conclude today. I'm Skinny.
I'm Jurassic Mark Kalopoulos.
And these are the Village Idiomopoulos.
And that's 3 minutes gone.